A shocking incident unfolded in Southern California, leaving a deputy U.S. Marshal wounded and raising critical questions about immigration enforcement tactics. This story is a real-life example of the intense and often controversial nature of immigration operations. The scene: a tense morning in South L.A. On a Tuesday morning, an Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) officer fired a shot during an operation, and the bullet ricocheted, wounding a deputy U.S. Marshal. This incident, which took place in South Los Angeles, highlights the risks and complexities of immigration enforcement. The operation: a targeted enforcement traffic stop. According to sources from the Department of Homeland Security, the incident occurred when agents were carrying out a targeted traffic stop on a suspect who had previously escaped custody. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin stated that the suspect attempted to evade arrest once again. The confrontation: vehicle ramming and defensive shots. McLaughlin described how ICE officers assisted by U.S. Marshals pulled over an illegal alien in a standard procedure. However, the situation escalated as the individual weaponized their vehicle, ramming into the law enforcement vehicle in an attempt to flee. Fearing for the safety of the public and officers, the ICE officers followed their training and fired defensive shots. Injuries and aftermath: both the suspect and a law enforcement officer were injured. The suspect suffered a gunshot wound to the elbow, and the officer was shot in the hand by a ricochet bullet. Thankfully, neither had life-threatening injuries, but they were hospitalized. The blame game: sanctuary policies and resistance. McLaughlin pointed fingers at sanctuary politicians and activists, suggesting that their rhetoric encourages illegal aliens to resist arrest, which puts everyone at risk. This statement adds a layer of controversy to the incident, as it implies that the actions of activists and politicians may have contributed to the escalation. A common tactic, but increasingly contentious. The tactic of boxing in vehicles using law enforcement vehicles is a common practice in Southern California for detaining suspects. However, it has become a point of contention in the immigration crackdown. Federal agents are increasingly using this method to stop suspects, and there have been instances of agents being rammed by vehicles. Similar incidents: Chicago and San Bernardino. In Chicago, a woman was shot at 5 times by a Border Patrol agent after being accused of ramming their car. Her attorneys argue that video footage shows the agents initiated the ramming. Similarly, in San Bernardino, federal agents shot into a vehicle during an immigration stop, accusing the occupants of ramming their vehicle and hitting agents. The case was eventually dismissed, with no charges filed. Community reaction: misinformation and anger. On the day of the incident, residents gathered near the Santee Education Complex, unaware that a federal agent had been shot. Rumors spread that a well-known TikTok user had been shot, adding to the confusion and anger in the community. Felipe Carras's, a union member and activist, responded to the location after hearing about federal immigration agents outside the school. He encountered residents who were upset and cursing at an agent from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. The investigation: multiple agencies involved. The U.S. Marshal Service confirmed that the Office of Inspector General, Homeland Security Investigations, and the FBI are investigating the incident. This multi-agency investigation underscores the seriousness of the situation and the need for a thorough examination of the events that transpired. This incident serves as a reminder of the complex and often controversial nature of immigration enforcement operations. It raises questions about the use of force, the role of community activism, and the potential consequences of escalating situations. As the investigation unfolds, it will be interesting to see how these issues are addressed and whether any changes will be made to immigration enforcement tactics.